evening, everyone. Welcome to Elizabeth Township Planning Commission meeting. This is Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. Time is 7:04. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Next is roll call. Emil Burke.
Here.
Tara Kite.
Here.
Mark Kendrick. David Maciosi, he's absent. Rob Vitus.
Here.
Matt Rakutis.
Present.
Scott Broom from KLH.
Here.
I believe everyone's here, so we can begin.
At this time, we'll have citizens to address the commission. Each resident or business owner will be granted 3 minutes to discuss any issues they have with the proposed subdivision plan, which is the only item on the agenda this evening, with the board. So with that, I will ask for Lloyd Zeller. Come up, sir.
Lloyd Zeller, 235.
Wait, is this?
Hold on, I'll stop your time, please.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
He's not.
Yeah, here we go. While this subdivision request may appear to be routine parcel adjustment, I urge the planning commission to view it in a broader context of recent legal decisions that directly impact both this property and the applicant's intended use. Just last month, the Commonwealth Court unanimously ruled that Elizabeth Township violated its own zoning ordinance by allowing gas well pad and related infrastructure in rural residential zone. The court found that this type of industrial development constitutes a principal structure which is prohibited on lots that already contain single-family homes under section 303C of the zoning ordinance. This subdivision may be an attempt to circumvent the ruling by recommending or rearranging parcels to create a new legal path for the same use, a backdoor approach to accomplish what the court has already deemed unlawful. I urge the commission to consider whether approving this request would undermine the zoning protections designed to ensure land use decisions follow both the letter and the intent of the law. These ordinances exist to protect residents, not to reinterpret it or bypass following an unfavorable legal decision. Additionally, this site is less than a half mile from our local high school. Many of the community have raised valid concerns about air pollution, emergency preparedness, and long-term health risks of placing industrial infrastructure so close to where children learn and play. These concerns remain unresolved and they should not be ignored. On a personal note, since fracking began near our community, including the well pad just across the river in Westmoreland County, I've witnessed a disturbing pattern of serious health issues among friends and family: thyroid disorders, worsening asthma, chronic headaches, cancer, and sarcoma. I'm not a scientist, but the timing, concentration, and correlation of these cases raise serious questions that deserve attention. The township has a responsibility to investigate these patterns through community health surveys, resident questionnaires, and independent health impact studies. We also cannot ignore the findings of the 43rd State Grand Jury Report, which used $2.5 million in taxpayer dollars to investigate the fracking industry in Pennsylvania, a process prompted in part of the cancer cluster identified in heavily fracked areas in Westmoreland County concerning Ewing sarcoma. The 2-year investigation reviewed thousands of documents, heard from 70 witnesses, and examined scientific and health data in depth. One of the key recommendations was increased protective setbacks to 2,500 feet from homes and wells and 5,000 feet from schools and hospitals. These recommendations exist for a reason. We should not be making planning or zoning decisions that move in the opposite direction, especially when public health and safety are at stake. For these reasons, I respectfully urge the commission to not deny this subdivision.
Thank you, sir. Joel Whiteman. Yeah, there's a clock. This is on it.
Hi guys, Joelle Whiteman, 126 Walnut Circle. Is this like the commissioners where we just like ask and you guys don't respond? It's just like comments?
This is your comment period.
Okay, I didn't know I haven't been to a planning meeting in like 4 years. Well, my questions would be, does this new subdivision fully comply with the zoning ordinance? will.
It'll be discussed at the time the application is presented.
Well, should I wait till later?
You're not gonna get a chance to comment.
Oh, perfect.
Comment now.
Okay, well, I just wanna know how the original conditional use got approved if it didn't comply, and now we're doing this now. And why are we doing this now? Because we all presented this information to you guys when they presented their original conditional use application, and you told us we were wrong and approved it. And the court said otherwise, so I just wanna bring that to your attention. Thanks.
Thank you. Sandy Hearn. Sandy Hearn.
Sandy Hearn, 156 Grouse Drive. It's difficult to comment, having not been given the opportunity to see what this subdivision looks like.
It's right behind.
Well, now this is my first vision. I hope you will take your time studying all aspects of this proposal. I would hope that each of you would ask a lot of questions. I don't think that didn't happen before. Now we're in this position. I think a lot of questions, we need to be sure, find out exactly what this is about. It is very complicated. I would also like the opportunity and the time to study what is being asked for. And so I would hope that there would be no vote taken tonight. I can't see that, as a citizen, as a taxpayer, as an objector in the case, I think we need to be given time and not rush. This is not the usual planning commission meeting. Suddenly here we are on September the 3rd, and so I question that too. What kind of emergency is this?
This wasn't scheduled as an emergency meeting, just.
Okay, it's just a scheduled
It's a
meeting.
rescheduled meeting, yeah.
It's rescheduled from?
From the original date from last month, so it's just a regular scheduled meeting. It's not happening on its normal day because in truthfulness, I wanted to make sure I was gonna be here tonight.
Okay. Well, anyway, this is not a minor subdivision, which I just saw in something, very complicated, and I think we need to look at every single aspect of this going forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Scott Taylor.
Good evening, everybody. Scott Taylor, 304 Mohawk Drive. Thought a lot about what I actually wanted to say tonight. Given only less than 36 hours to actually review this and prepare it, because apparently our municipality shuts down if our solicitor goes on vacation. All of this stuff should have been public information, should have been put out straight away for us with a right to know over 2 weeks ago. We'll deal with that with the commissioners. Why are we here? Plain and simple, you guys got it wrong 3 years ago. Plain and simple, you got it wrong, the court said so. Well, in regards to this subdivision, you are hopefully actually taking the time to review this as you should. Do your job, and then report back to the commissioners in writing so we can all review that as well. You're talking about 2 parcels of property owned by 2 people, 2 different property owners, being subdivided into 5 separate lots. One lot is now going to contain a parcel of 2 different owners. How do you do that? This should be 2 separate applications at a minimum because you're dealing with 2 separate parcels of property. Once they're subdivided, if that's okay, all that gets recorded at the county courthouse, then they move to the next level of bringing different property lines into play. Are you guys going to play along with the saldo requirements? Try to keep straight lines as much as possible. Right angle corners. There ain't a right angle corner on any of these applications. Nothing. This is as complicated as can be. I'm sure EQT has a grand plan for everything. But it is not one plan. They're trying to run this shit through you guys with a half-assed, knee-jerk reaction to court rulings that, honestly, they just filed for appeal to the Supreme Court, so this isn't even settled yet. So now they're asking you to preemptively fix their problem that you allowed to happen 3 years ago. Do your job correctly this time. Just say no, period. The commissioners are going to get the same conversation. Do your job the way it's supposed to be, by the law. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we'll call the applicant for the Lombardo Everly subdivision.
Good evening, members of the commission. Blaine Lucas with law firm Bass Cowan on behalf of EQT. Just to kind of summarize the history of this, originally Olympus and its midstream subsidiary applied for conditional use approval for the Heracles well pad and the adjacent Heracles interconnect into the Equitrans main transmission line. This planning commission recommended approval of that. The Board of Commissioners approved that, subject to a laundry list of conditions. The facility has been built and is operational. EQT this summer purchased the assets of Olympus/Hyperion, so now that's why the application is in EQT's name. It's been alluded to already, while that was all going on, there was a challenge to the approval by the township. That first went to Common Police Corporation Mary McGinley, who affirmed the approval. Subsequently, that was appealed to Commonwealth Court. There were several issues raised. The one that's precipitating all this is one of the issues that was raised was that the argument was that a provision in the township zoning ordinance said that you couldn't have a well pad or an interconnect on the same lot where there was a single family residence. And obviously, many of these projects, not just here, but around southwest Pennsylvania, oftentimes the well pad is on a farmer's property. The farmer still has some property. The Commonwealth Court ruled that they couldn't be on the same lot. So, as was alluded to, also the township and EQT disagree with that ruling and are continuing to pursue an appeal of that to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. As an abundance of caution, we're just coming back now and saying, okay, the argument was you can't have them on the same lot. In fact, the question was raised by one of the members of the argument panel before the Commonwealth Court, why don't we just subdivide it? That's what we're doing. It's a little bit unique, but it meets all the ordinance requirements. We're gonna have Ryan Bailey from CEC come up here in a moment. This has been reviewed by both the county planning department and by our own engineer. Make some minor kind of technical comments on notes on the plan and the like. CEC revised those and received a letter today from the township engineer indicating that all those issues he had raised have been resolved. So at this point, I'm just going to turn it over to Ryan, who you've seen here in the past, to walk through the layout of the plan.
Thank you.
Ryan Daly, project manager with Civil and Environmental Consultants. My colleagues prepared the survey for this plan and this site. So as it stands today, there are currently 3 tax parcels that comprise this plan. There's the larger Lombardo property, which is on the western side. It's this larger parcel. The majority of the access road comes through. It fronts on Route 51. And then there's 2 parcels on the eastern side that are owned by the Everly family. One of those parcels fronts on Scenery Drive, Route 48, and the other one fronts off of Weigels Hill Road to the north. So that would be these 2 parcels over here. If you can see on the plan, the well pad itself sits on what is today the Lombardo property, and then the interconnect pad and a little part of the access road sit on the Everly side of the existing parcels. So what we're proposing with this subdivision plan is to create a new parcel that contains the well pad, the interconnect pad, the access road, and the stormwater management ponds that are associated with those features. And in doing so, that new parcel bisects the Lombardo property. So Lombardo, we're going to split into essentially 3 new parcels. We'll have parcel A, which will be the northern part, parcel B, which will be the southern part below the access road, and then what we're referring to as parcel E being the new parcel in this plan that'll contain the well pad, So per the zoning ordinance, in the R1 residential district, minimum lot width is 100 feet. So the width of the new lot that follows the access road is a minimum 100 feet for that entire length to make sure we meet that ordinance requirement. Total parcel sizes when we're done. Parcel A will be about 88 acres. That'll remain in the Lombardo family. Parcel B will be about 64 acres, and that too remains in the Lombardo family name. Parcels C and D on the Everly properties will get a little bit smaller, so they'll go down to about 61 acres and 31 acres respectively. And then parcel E, which has the well pad and the access road, will be a total of about 35 acres. That too will remain in the Lombardo family name. So there will be a transfer of property, about 9 acres from the two Everly parcels to the new Lombardo parcel. Let's see, the access road off of 51 is shared for both entrance to the well pad and to the Lombardo residence. So their driveway uses the same access off Route 51. So because those are going to be two new parcels, we are proposing an access easement to be granted from the new parcel E back to parcel A, such that in the event there was any ownership change to these parcels, the owner of parcel A would still have access through that same entrance off of Route 51. So no changes to the road frontage on the Everly parcels, no additional easements on either of those properties. And then lastly, as Blaine alluded to, there's no other improvements we're proposing with this plan. It's simply creation of a new parcel, some lot line adjustment.
Okay, is there any questions from the engineer?
Speak in the microphone, please.
I just had some minor comments about a week ago. Under the comment that I had has been addressed.
So Mr. Grew, on your review, it's compliant, this plan is compliant with our current zoning ordinance and subdivision and land development ordinance?
It is, and it is as a minor subdivision.
It was my understanding.
Thank you. Matt, do you have any comments, questions, or concerns? Before I ask the panel?
I have some questions for Blaine.
Okay.
Come on up, Mr. Lucas. I just want to clarify a few things that were brought up in public comment. Did the court's decision say that you cannot drill gas wells?
No.
Did the court's decision say that drilling is dangerous?
No.
Did the court's decision say that you can't drill in the township because of the zoning ordinance?
No.
Did it say that you can't drill because of the location per the school?
No.
Okay, I don't have any other questions for you, Blaine. Thanks.
Does anyone on the panel have any questions, concerns, or comments?
I do, I just want to clarify, so what I'm understanding is that the Everlys are selling a parcel to the Lombardos, and this is the subdivision of that parcel? I mean, I understand what you're using it for, but is it legally transferring to the Lombardos? That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to figure out.
What would happen here is if the plan is approved and reported, this portion of the Everly property that overlaps on the two parcels will be conveyed and merged into the larger parcel.
So it will only have
Okay,
one
but I think what
owner.
she's asking is,
One owner will be
Yeah.
Lombardo,
Yeah.
not Everly, there's not multiple
Correct. It'll be
owners
just
of this.
one owner.
Okay, just
Can't do
clarifying,
that.
thank you.
Can't do that.
Well, it was brought up, so I'd like to clarify that for them as well.
so it'll be just the one family, they'll have the whole,
Correct.
okay. All
Yeah,
right, excellent.
so the Everly family will remain owners of the final parcel C and parcel D, and then the Lombardo family.
No, I understand that, we were talking about that little section, that's why we were talking about that little, right, that correct, yeah.
The new lots
Understood
being
that.
created will all of it will be owned by the Lombard.
Okay, that's what we were wondering.
Right.
Okay, all right, so, anybody else have any questions, concerns, or comments? I guess now is the time for have this go towards the commissioners. I need, someone to, give their
Motion to.
motion to go forward. If you want more questions, that's fine.
Well, it's not really more questions. I realize the work around what's happening. And yes, you probably do meet all the requirements. It's hard to look at that and understand how that all came to be, but, yeah.
It was not our preference, okay?
I mean,
but-
it is, as Scott pointed out, a very unusual lot. But if the Lombardos or the Everlys have agreed to make the sale, then I have no other questions about it.
Okay, so I need someone to put a motion.
Someone needs to make
I
a
need
motion to
someone to
either
make a
approve or
motion.
deny the Lombardo
Yes.
Everly subdivision.
Okay, anyone approves it, I need a second. Mark will second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried, going forward.
Thank you.
I need a motion to adjourn. Mark makes a motion, I need a second. Anyone
Second.
Tara, all in favor, say aye. Now, Brady, we ended at 7:26.